Okay. Oh, I'm so proud of you. Look how many you've written for me already.
Yes, it's a lot.
Ay, ay, ay. It's next week, right?
Oh yes, I'm so nervous.
What day is it next week?
Day 9.
We have time. So we have 4 more classes today and 3 more.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes. Don't feel nervous, Anna. Don't feel nervous. Just 11 more days. You have to study. I'm just joking.
Thank you very much.
Ah, you are doing a very good job. I am so confident, so confident. But it's better to be pessimistic. Let's
Yeah,
continue pessimistic. Okay?
important.
You have received the gift of money. The money is enough to buy either a piece of jewelry you like or tickets to a concert you want to attend. Which would you buy? Pizza. Use,
Pizza, lasanha.
use specific reasons to support your answer. There are a lot of things that I can imagine to do if I receive a gift of money. You don't need will here, okay? Remember when we talked about uh, if clauses? If I go, you will banana. So if you don't have to use will.
Why?
It's the structure of the sentence.
I
Eh,
remember that if I use first present and the second sentence, I have to use future, no?
yes, yes, but this is the if clause. You have to use the present. Don't get angry. Don't get angry. Don't get angry. Don't get angry. Oh, if present, will. If past, would.
But I can invert. Invert?
Yes, but let me give you an example. If I get $1 million, I will spend it all in pizza. Or I guess in pizza if I get
So
$1 million.
if is always near the present, for example.
Yes, in if clause you use the present. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Same idea with past will.
Yes.
But if I have Akio, this is perfect. But if I have only these two choices, a piece of jewelry tickets to a concert, I want to attend. I think I prefer to see a beautiful concert with my boyfriend. Oh, my love. First of all, I love music. And every year I choose a big concert to go. Regardless the concert,
I guess I spent
so proud.
because
Okay.
I have to study the your PowerPoint with this transitional words.
Oh yes, yes.
I studied before this composition.
Very good, very good. Regardless, the concert will happen in my city or another location in my country. My proposal is saving money until the end of the semester, and during this period, I have chosen an excellent concert to go. Proposal is saving money till the end of the first semester, and during this period, you don't need. I have chosen, okay? You don't need. You can only say choose, and during this period, choose an excellent concert to go.
Ah,
Okay? Actually, I grew up in a musician's family. My father plays guitar, my mother is a singer. Because if you say what she is, you need an art. So almost every day we used to play songs at night before I sleep. Oh, so cute story. Of course, I know it's not true, but so cute story. Second, I don't like jewelry. Obviously, I know how it is and how expensive it is. How valuable, quão valioso Oxi, valuable. Ah, it doesn't have the valuable and how expensive it is. Requerindo o verbo medroso.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, I'm afraid of somebody take over my jewelry and hurt me. I'm afraid of somebody taking because this is completing the of idea
Mm,
of somebody taking. So after preposition, person, ing.
ah,
Okay? I'm afraid of somebody taking over my jewelry and hurting me.
and it's right the verb taking over
Yes,
because I
take
saw
over.
you stolen.
Take over. Take over is more like tomar posse, sabe?
Mm.
Ó, assumir o controle. You
E
can say take away,
take out. Ah, eu pensei depois.
okay? Or steal,
You. Okay.
okay? I have two friends who used to wear expensive clothes and jewels. One day, the thief entered in the both houses because they were neighbors and he has stolen everything. Okay. The the thief is correct. Enter in both houses. You don't need to use the,
Mm.
okay, in both houses because they were neighbors. And he stole. You don't need to use present perfect here because you are talking about a period in the time in the past. That time matters.
Ah, tá.
Okay. After the fact, they have moved and they were in depression. They have moved and they were in depression. They moved is better. Okay, my suggestion is simple past. And they were in depression, so I believe it is better perfect for a person, something that is possible to refer without it. It is better for a person to have something, not have. É maior para uma pessoa ter. So it's infinitive.
Ah,
Okay?
ok.
T- Tell me if you understand. If you don't understand, I tell you.
No, I understood.
Yes. Third, the sensation when you go to concert, on a concert that you love so much. Okay, so much, not some.
Ah, é.
Okay,
É.
so much, and you don't need it because this is already the subject of the sentence. The sensation is better. Okay.
Ok.
Then when you buy you, because you can prepare food before the concert, select the best songs to hear, memorize them. During the concert, the vibration is so good and exciting. And after the concert, you can remember many times when you listen to their songs again and again. Olha, I am very optimistic. I don't want to be, but I am very optimistic. Is there any question you would like to ask about this essay, Anna?
Mm, yes. Because I have to remember. Uh, I'm afraid of the second. I'm afraid of somebody taking over. You said, but I think I didn't understand.
Oh, yes, good question. Hang on just a second, please. Essential note here. Here. It's raining! Woohoo! Now it's not raining anymore. Now it returned raining! I'm saying that this weather is bipolar, you know. And I need to buy a MacBook, you know. I have decided. I'm going to buy a MacBook because Windows.
Yeah.
Ai, ai, ai. Só faz a gente chorar.
Yeah.
Faz eu chorar mais que a Morena. Eu morro de amor por ela. Where is it? Okay. Where keeper will be Jack. Aku, number 60 and 120.
60. Oh, because I have this book, so I have
Do
to find.
you? Chapter 60. But I'll tell you. Okay?
Okay.
Oh. So Anna, you remember that after prepositions like coffee and at, should do pdd, we have to use the verb in ing. And I know you remember this because you do this. But we also have this situation um, that in which when we have a person in the middle, you continue using the ing formation. Ah, no, but all of these, no, these don't have a person in the middle. Oh no, this is not the situation. Love like hate is both would be correct.
Are you listening?
Your rain?
No, the my husband talking the telephone.
No, not at all.
Ah, because he talks very loud.
No, no, no. Say, hey, Brittany, this can he hear us?
No, they talk in very loud voice, but I think he isn't hear us.
Uh, yeah, I can't find it here. Okay, I can find it here. I'll explain with the text. Where is it? Ah, I'm afraid of somebody doing this. You need to use ing form. It's like em português, eu tenho medo de alguém me roubar, né? Yes. In this specific situation, it's not a very common situation. Taking is completing this of idea. I'm afraid of Tanana taking over my jury and hurting me. This is one of the specific cases we need to use ing, although you have somebody here. It can happen also with the infinitive case. And it's in that chapter I pointed in your book. Around chapter 60, 59, 58. Okay?
Okay.
Let me see if I find another situation. Thanks. Thanks somebody for going with me. I'm afraid some don't see another example, but when I think of another example, I tell you. Okay?
Okay.
Yes, because this is something that doesn't happen all the time, but there are other cases. I just have to think of them. Okay.
No problem.
Do you have any other question?
One more. What's the difference between jewelry and jewelry?
Could you repeat, please?
Uh, what's the difference between jewelry and jewelry? Do you understand?
Oh, well, jewel, I guess is singular. Jewelry is plural. Let me see if I'm not, I never thought about it. Let me see if I'm not saying bullshit to you. Jewel, I think it's just one, and jewelry is plural.
Mm,
Ok, joia. Jewelry. Yes, as joias. Oh, in some cases they are interchangeable. Yes, oh, as long as I know. Jewel is just for one, jewelry is for the collective. Okay?
oh, okay. Because sometimes I use it one form and sometimes I use it another. Oh.
Ah, look at this. Jewel is a precious stone. Okay, so it's just one. Jewelry are personal ornaments. So that's really the idea.
Ah,
Okay,
okay.
okay. Anything else?
Not, no, no.
Nope.
It's
Okay,
okay.
gonna send it back to you. Wait. I am thinking of you coming with me. Look at this sentence. Of you coming, of someone doing. I don't know if it's only with of, you know. Let me just check one thing on it because there are some aspects of English grammar in Portuguese too that are exceptions of the exception of the exception.
Oh,
Person, verb ing. Ay, ay, ay. You see, it's such a opa. None of them. Baby. I'm gonna find it later. When I find it, I send to you. Okay,
no, no.
okay. Anyway, I would have to look for it. But in some situations, very few situations, this ing as it's complete this, we need to use this verb as complete this preposition. Although you have someone in the middle, you need to use ing. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let's move on. And just send it back to you. No.
I would like to show an app that I remember you. You can recommend it to your students.
Oh,
Do
please.
you can you oh, can you see the app English?
Hang on. What's the name?
English.
The name of the application is English.
Here is English. I think it's learning English because here you can choose a lot of things. And here, one of these is the BBC. What is it? BBC.
Caraca, velho.
And you have 60 minutes. Uh, a lot of 60 minutes. 60 minutes. Some as subject, different subject that they talk about some subject during 6 minutes, and it's very understandable.
Uh-huh.
And I think it's a good app to practice the listen.
Ish. How did you find it? Ish.
I think
What's the name of the? It's not learning English, is it?
not learn English.
Learn without ing.
Yes, learning English because I like so much, and when I'm driving, I put and I listen and I watch the
Yana, could you please send it to me?
yes. uh,
Yeah, I can find it. I found a lot of apps to learn English, but they don't have the same icon as the one you showed me.
Okay. I send you, but I send you a photo by
No, do you? Yeah, can you share? Do you know how to share the link of the application?
no. I don't know how do I do this? But I can try because I found it. and I like it so much. I try, I listen a lot of things because the subject
Hmm.
is very different. Like TOEFL, the
Hmm.
very different subject, and you can practice vocabulary. But I prefer this 60 minutes in BBC. When you finish the class, I will send you.
Okay, okay, please do. Because maybe it's BBC, but the video I saw here, the image I saw here was different.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Now we're gonna do the integrated. I just need to check very quickly the text. Where is it? It's about dinosaurs again.
I hate dinosaurs. In
They're
TOEFL.
dead. Let them be dead.
Only in TOEFL.
The first test. What? Enter dinosaur. Mm, nossa.
The vocabulary, some vocabularies are
Hum, nossa. Nossa.
it's
This
hard.
is so boring.
Yes.
Do you understand unlikely?
É ao contrário, é amor?
É improvável.
Ah,
Let me just grab my pen here. 1 second, please. Ay, another dinosaur. Just a second.
I hate.
Oh, shit. Let's see. Ay, ay, ay. Here comes a boring lecture.
Yeah.
Let's listen.
Now listen to part of a lecture on the topic you just read about.
It's quite possible that R. robustus actively chased and hunted moving dinosaurs. It was not just a scavenger that ate eggs. First, about R. robustus being too small to hunt dinosaurs. Sure, it would have been too small to have hunted a full-grown psittacosaur, but that doesn't mean it couldn't have hunted baby dinosaurs. R. robustus was considerably bigger than a baby psittacosaur would have been, which supports the idea that R. robustus was a hunter. You see, most predators have at least twice the mass of the animals they prey on, and R. robustus was more than twice the mass of the dinosaur in its stomach. Those size relations are exactly what we would expect to find if R. robustus hunted baby psittacosaurs and similarly sized dinosaurs. Second, the length and position of R. robustus's legs. Well, there's a modern mammal known as the Tasmanian devil. Like R. robustus, the Tasmanian devil also has short legs positioned a little to the side, and yet the Tasmanian devil can achieve speeds of up to 15 kilometers per hour and is an active and successful predator. Clearly, if the Tasmanian devil can run fast enough to catch prey, an ancient mammal with similar legs probably could too. Third, the absence of teeth marks on the psittacosaur's bones. The reading overlooks some important facts about R. robustus. While our robustus had powerful jaws that it used for grabbing and holding on to prey, it didn't use its back teeth for chewing. We've concluded this because there isn't much wear on the back teeth of various R. robustus specimens. Given this evidence, it seems that R. robustus swallowed its prey whole or in big pieces. So, given the way R. robustus consumed meat, we shouldn't expect to find tooth marks on the bones of prey in its stomach.
It's very
Ay, ay, ay. I'm sorry about that, Anna. Do you understand what it is to chew?
what?
Chew. Chew is
Ah,
okay, and swallow.
swallow.
Okay. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, the third key point, I understood because I'm an English teacher.
At the third key point, I did understand. And the information there.
Ah, let's see. Let's see, because this was, I hate the dinosaurs. I don't hate dinosaurs. In TOEFL, I hate them.
So far, I hate dinosaurs and almost biology lecture.
Yes. The author disagree. The author just disagrees. Okay. First, the author and the text are different size and smaller than. Okay. I have visited explained that the small size could be a reference to a baby dinosaur because there was a great similarity. Not a reference, but could be a reference that they hunted baby dinosaurs. Okay, better to say indication that they hunted baby dinosaurs. Okay, second, the author says that the legs. Isso. Okay. Just, it probably is the same case. Second argument, perfect. The text states that there is evidence to support the fact that the dinosaur had been hunted because there are enough teeth marks on the bones of the animal that was eaten. While the professor from Zara was a powerful as powerful to consume the prey and maybe. Uau, mano, na trave, assim, sabe? Na trave, assim. E talvez algum avaliador poderia considerar gol.
Because I just heard big piece.
Powerful
And
teeth
powerful and big piece.
to consume the prey whole. Just this word missed. Do you understand whole? Inteira. Yes. Wow! I think you would get from 3 to 3.5 here. You know? And in your independent, probably 3.5 to 4. Let's see. 6.5 to 7.5 times 3. It would be 19.5 to 22.5.
Wow.
Yes, this is my estimation. Could be more, could be less. Depends on the evaluator. Okay, nice. Good job.
For me, it's very difficult, this text and audio.
Yes, but you did a good job. I'm impressed. Really? Wow. Good job.
I almost gave up.
Thanks God you didn't. You did a good job. It was better this dinosaur than the previous dinosaur. Information, sweetie. Information. Okay. Anna, I guess today we're going to finish speaking mock test, okay?
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Okay. That's just my Windows wake up. Nossa, Cristo Jesus, Filho de Deus vivo. Come on, Windows. Okay, there we are. There we are. Okay. I know we have already done question number 3. We're going to go to question number 4 now, okay?
Okay.
45 seconds to read. Now, please listen.
Now listen to part of a lecture in an art history class.
All right, so let's consider the work of the outsider artist Henry Darger. Darger lived by himself in a tiny apartment in Chicago in the 1900s. He had no friends and spent all his spare time there alone, creating hundreds of paintings and drawings. He had never formally studied art, and kept his work completely private, so no one ever saw it or responded to it during his lifetime. And so when you see Darger's work, you notice how unique it is. It doesn't remind you of anything you've ever seen before. It's very much his own. For example, one piece, it's a watercolor painting. In this piece, he illustrates a story about the adventures of 7 children. But see, Darger had a really hard time drawing human figures, yet he managed to come up with his own rather unique solution for the problem. He simply cut out pictures of children from newspapers and magazines and pasted them into his own painted illustration of trees, flowers, and grass. The results look a little strange. Darger's picture looks more cluttered, more crowded with details than the pictures of other artists, because its entire surface is painted and there are no spaces left empty. It's also a lot longer than the pictures of most other artists, about 9 feet long.
Okay. Explain why Henry Darger is considered an outsider artist. 30 seconds to prepare. Now, Anna, please answer.
According to the art history classes, the Henry Darger is an outsider artist because he lived in Chicago in the 1900s, and his work is unique because he uses colors painting and with to solution some problems and using to children pieces. For example, the tree, flowers, and grass, and he paints with this and to show the solution to this problem. So he is a different artist, and his work is very different that of the other artists.
Anna, your microphone is very low.
Oh, really?
Really?
Why?
Yes. Can you check the volume of your microphone, please? You know how to do it.
No.
Me either, because you're in Mac. But if you go to no, okay. I'll increase my volume here. But some things I couldn't listen, okay? And
Yeah, I didn't get this is the number 4.
mm, okay, yeah, preciso. Hang on, hang on. Okay, what'd you say?
Uh, I didn't get so much this question number 4.
Okay, okay. This is a hard one.
Yes?
Yes, this is a hard one. You said some things I got correct. For example, unique, but you know, you outside the artists, they find um, unique ways to solve their problem.
I
You
forgot
know,
to say the beginning of the test.
sorry?
I forgot to say the beginning with the test.
Yes, that was important.
I
Okay.
wrote here, but I forgot.
Yes. Ah, yeah, yeah. Don't worry, sweetie. This was a complicated one. But would you like to hear again?
Yes, please.
Yes. Okay. Hang on. Do you want to read again too?
Yes.
Okay.
No, no, read again now. So
Okay.
only here.
Let's
Sorry.
move on.
Now listen to part of a lecture in an art history class.
All right, so let's consider the work of the outsider artist Henry Darger. Darger lived by himself in a tiny apartment in Chicago in the 1900s. He had no friends and spent all his spare time there alone, creating hundreds of paintings and drawings. He had never formally studied art and kept his work completely private, so no one ever saw it or responded to it during his lifetime. And so when you see Darger's work, you notice how unique it is. It doesn't remind you of anything you've ever seen before. It's very much his own. For example, one piece, it's a watercolor painting. In this piece, he illustrates a story about the adventures of 7 children. But see, Darger had a really hard time drawing human figures, yet he managed to come up with his own rather unique solution for the problem. He simply cut out pictures of children from newspapers and magazines and pasted them into his own painted illustration of trees, flowers, and grass. The results look a little strange. Darger's picture looks more cluttered, more crowded with details than the pictures of other artists because its entire surface is painted and there are no spaces left empty. It's also a lot longer than the pictures of most other artists, about 9 feet long.
Is it better?
It's a little.
Just a second. Sorry, what you say?
It's a little. I get a little more.
Okay, okay, yes. The outside artists are artists that are not conventional. Okay. And Henry Dodger was an outside artist because he had a different style. I'm gonna say some things that I want to check if you know. He kept his art private during his lifetime. Okay.
Okay.
He had his own style. It was unique because he had a really hard time painting figures,
Figures.
people.
Okay.
Okay. So instead, he cut off some children from magazines and newspapers, and he put on his painting. His uh, his paintings were much bigger than usual, and they were very crowded with details. There were no empty space in his work.
Mm.
Okay.
And what said about tree, flowers, and grass?
It's because of his paintings. His paintings, this painting that was a watercolor painting, it was full of trees, flowers, and grass everywhere. No empty space. And the seven children, he couldn't paint their faces, so he just cut off some magazines, figures, and glued there.
And you said what word for seven children?
Seven children, yes,
The number seven.
yes.
Ah, okay.
Okay, okay. Let's move on. Okay, question number 6.
Leak. Listen to part of a lecture in an interior design class.
So we're talking about interior design, specifically the basic principles typically used in home and office decoration in the United States. Effective designs create a delicate balance between two things. You need unity and you also need contrast, which is essentially a break in unity. Now, this might seem a little contradictory, but let me explain why we need both of these for an effective design. So, for the first principle, we need unity in our design. Think of it as consistency. Well, an easy and very effective way to do this is by bringing together similar elements. A common example is by matching colors. You pick a color and use it for different parts of the room. Say you pick green, and then use a light shade of green for the walls, and maybe a somewhat darker shade for the fabric on the sofa, and finally complement that with a matching green in the rug. When elements match, the room is unified and gives its residents a sense of order and comfort. Okay, but there is such a thing as too much unity. Remember, you need a balance of unity and contrast. If all you do is focus on unity, the result will be a boring room. So what do? Well, you apply the second basic principle of design, which is contrast. Contrast serves to disrupt or break up the unity in places, but in a careful, intentional way. Well, let's continue using color as an example. To create contrast, color contrast, you need to abruptly change your color scheme once in a while. Let's see. You could throw bright red cushions on your dark green sofa, for example. Contrast makes things stand out. The green will look even greener next to the red. So now your room is more interesting, not completely the same. But watch out. Too much contrast is also dangerous, just like too much sameness is. Too much contrast will make the room feel busy.
Okay,
Mhm.
super interesting.
Yes.
Later, I would like to check with you if you understand some vocabulary there. Using the points and examples from the lecture, explain what unity and contrast are and how they make interior design more effective. 20 seconds to prepare. Now, Anna, please answer.
The professor explains in her lecture the theory designer of USA in the decor. He explained the unit and contrast like two basic principle design. First, the unit is when you have a consistent color, for example, and you use the similar elements like to match the space, like use the colors in the room. And she gives an example with the green using in the rooms. And second, he explains about the contrast that it's important to disrupt and break off. So, and using different colors for green, example, green and red. but he
No! There was one thing you wanted to say and you didn't have time,
oh, yeah,
right?
yes, only one
Yes.
sentence is not use too much construct. It's not
Yes.
so.
Yes. Yes. Wow, you got it. I thought it was a hard lecture.
Yes.
Yes, you got it. And do you understand fabric?
Fabric. Yes.
Yes. Dark shade of green.
No.
É tipo um tom mais escuro. Do you know 15 shades of gray?
Yes.
50 tons de cinza. Okay, shade is tone
In
uh,
this case.
in this situation. Okay, you made it. You made it. Wow. Nice. Nice. Okay, Anna. Well, very good. Would you like to start the next one?
No.
Okay, no problem. What do you plan for this week?
Uh, this week, the same because tomorrow I have to go to a class, and after I go to my therapist,
Mm-hmm.
and after uh, I and my husband have to go in the store to see about I think the light things for our reform reform
Remodeling.
model.
Yes.
Oh, it's hard work. Every day we are talking about the architecture, the name is right, and tomorrow we go together on the stores to see some things to the remodel.
Nice. When are you gonna move to Azasul?
Oh, I expect that we're going to move on December. The 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 date is 20, 20.
Ah,
But I don't know because they are a little late to our remodel.
so probably only next year.
Yeah, probably in January.
In this house where you're staying, are you going to rent, to sell?
Yes, I think we are going to rent before and after sell. Sell.
Okay. Okay. This house is in Ceilândia, right?
Yes, in
Near the
Finland.
subway.
Yes, near the last station.
Really?
The last.
It's pretty far.
It's a 1 hour, 50 minutes or 1 hour to the VR.
Oh, it's pretty far.
Finlandia North. Yes.
Wow. And it's the last station, but there are a lot more houses away from Ceilândia Norte, right?
Yeah, yeah. And we will move to Asa Sul, 22.
Okay. Oh, and a good luck. That's nice.
Yes,
That's nice. I hope it gets soon, but as you live near the subway, it's still a very nice place, right?
yes, yes. It's a good place here. The house is the big house, the good house, but it's bigger for us.
It's too big for us.
Big for us.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Nice. But do I see you on Friday?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. And I thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much.
See you on Friday.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.